whether this organism is living or it is non-living organism. So 11, tell me, you yourself, you are considered as living or you are considered as non-living organism?
Living.
Okay, why you are living things?
Because I walk, move, talk, respire.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's because that living things, we able to perform those we call as the process, which is include, yeah, as what you say, you can move, right? You can move from this location to another locations. You can do the respirations. And then you can sense the surrounding is hot or it's very cold. And then you can control yourself. So level like now you're actually thinking. You're actually looking at the screen and then you're thinking of the process. So you're like, we call it as coordinations, which is involved in the nervous system. And then 11, you will grow, right? You will grow taller and taller and also heavier and heavier. So this is the growth. And then reproductions. Reproduction, we'll learn about two types of reproductions. We call as sexual or the asexual reproductions. Okay, so that's all. And then let me go through with you, right? I think we can start off with the nutritions. So as a living organism, we do have the nutritions. So actually nutrition, right, is being classified into two types. So level you can see.
Yes.
Autotroph and heterotroph. So level you tell me, as a human, we are belong to which one?
We belong to heterotroph.
Well done. But why we belong to the heterotroph is because of?
We are animals, warm-blooded.
Yeah, it's because we are animals, right? We will depend on the external food source. So 11, can you, I mean, if you don't eat for about 2 days, 3 days, can you survive?
No.
Yeah, so it's because you are heterotroph. You are actually depend on the external food source. So that's why you need to eat. You need to eat the rice, the noodles, in order to ensure, in order to ensure your survival. So this is called a heterotroph. So the heterotroph means what? It refers to, we call it as a heterotroph nutrition. It's a type of nutrition. This nutrition, it will depend on the food source. So it means that you need to search for the foods like in the animals. So because humans, right, human you also classify under animals. So animals, they do actively search for the foods or for the water. And same to the fungi and some bacteria. Then how about autotroph? This one, autotroph. Autotroph is belong to the plants. Okay, so let me tell me, how plants able to make their own foods? By what kind of process?
Photosynthesis.
Yes, it's photosynthesis, right? So in the plant cell, they will carry out photosynthesis. It's due to inside a plant cell, they contain a kind of specific structure known as what? It's a kind of organelle. Organelle, which is found inside the plant cell.
Chloroplast?
Yes, well done. It's chloroplast. You are absolutely right. It's chloroplast. Chloroplast, okay? Chloroplast. So in the chloroplast, they do contain of the pigment, a kind of photosynthetic pigment known as chlorophyll. Levin, have you heard of chlorophyll before? Chlorophyll?
Yes. Green pigment.
Yes, well done. It's a pigment. You're so smart. Yeah, it's a pigment. So that's why, what's the color of the chloroplast? The color?
Green.
Yes, it's green in color. So that's why when you see the plants, right, they always appear in the green color. Yeah. And then later we'll learn how to write the equations for the photosynthesis. So 11, we will talk about the autotroph. Not only plants is classified under autotroph. Other organisms, if they contain the chloroplast, they also consider as autotroph. Do you know why? Because chloroplast is the organelles, help them to make their own foods. Means that the chloroplast will allow this organism able to make their own foods. So they are no need to depend on the external food source. They will not require to search for the foods because they just need to do photosynthesis. It's enough for them already. So they can produce the food source, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and then we will talk about producer. So what's mean a producer? Give me an example of producer, 11. Example.
The sun.
Example of producer include of what kind of organism? Plant or animals? Which one?
Plants.
Yeah, it's
Or
plants. Plants.
autotroph.
Yeah. Which is the autotroph. Yeah, correct. So all plant is considered as producer. Why? Producer means that they can produce their own food. They produce their own food by using the photosynthesis. So this is the plant, okay, what they're doing. But then how about consumers? Consumers, they are belong to all humans or all animals and include the fungi also. You know the fungi? For example,
Okay.
fungi include mushroom. Yeah. 11, do you eat mushroom before? Mushroom.
Mushroom hot pot.
Yeah, it's belong as fungi. Okay, it's classified in this fungi kingdom. Yeah. So for the consumers, what we do, what they will do is they will consume other organisms as a food source to obtain energy. So that's why, Devon, you will produce this kind of, we call it food change. So initially, from the sunlight, so the sunlight, they actually contain a very highest level of the energy, right? So for the sunlight, actually you have the highest level of energy, highest energy level. So you have these plants. For example, these plants, right? This plant known as clover. Clover is a kind of plant. So these plants, what they do is they will absorb the sunlight. So you can see they absorb sunlight to do the photosynthesis. So after that, they will become what? The plant, what they do is they will actually convert the carbon dioxide. Okay, 11. Do you still remember about the equation for the photosynthesis? The equations.
Sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide.
Yeah, well done. You're so smart. Yeah, correct. If you want to write equation, you can write in this way. Let me show you the equation. We go about photosynthesis, which is this one. Photosynthesis. Sorry. I think I will draw one for you. Yeah. First, you will need the input of the carbon dioxide. Right? You need carbon dioxide plus what? Plus the water. Water, okay. Water. Yeah. Water equals H2O. Lewis, Levin, I'm not sure you studied chemistry or not. Chemistry, right? You will need to write this kind of chemical formula. So this is chemical formula. So CO2 is referred to which one? CO2?
CO2 referred to carbon dioxide.
Yes.
H2 refers to water.
Yeah, well done. Correct. And then how about this one? How about this one? See? C6H12O6. How about this one?
Glucose.
Yes, your answer is?
Glucose.
Yeah, it's glucose. And then how about this one? O2?
Oxygen.
Yes, well done. And then this is an equation, okay? So you already remember that. And then please don't forget to write, add on the sunlight and the chlorophyll. It's chlorophyll, right? So on top part, right, it will be the sunlight. Yeah, this is sunlight. Because photosynthesis is a process which is they will absorb the sunlight. And then together with the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, not chloroplast. It's chlorophyll. It's that pigment. It's a pigment who absorb the light energy, right? It's a pigment. Chlorophyll. So 11, from these equations, you realize that actually photosynthesis, right, is a process which is they will convert the carbon dioxide. See, they will convert this carbon dioxide together with the sunlight being absorbed by the chlorophyll. So they will start to make the glucose, which is C6H12O6, right? It's a process of making glucose. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually a process of making glucose because glucose will become the foods. Yeah, the plant, they will do the photosynthesis so they can make their own glucose. So the glucose will become their food source. So later they will use this glucose as their food source to do their cellular activity. And then this process, it will release the oxygen. See, there is oxygen. Yeah. So, okay, the grasshopper. Grasshopper, you already know that it's a primary consumer, okay? Primary consumer, which they will eat the producer. So grasshopper, they eat the clover plants, and then there will be the birds. Birds will be the secondary consumers. They will eat the grasshopper, right? So 11, if I ask you that when we talk about the sun, right? Sun, they have a highest level of energy. And then when the energy level, right, is being transferred from the sun to the plant to the primary consumer, which is grasshopper. So you see, grasshopper is a primary consumer. And then to the birds, right, which is a secondary consumer. Then level, you tell me, when the energy level reach the secondary consumer, which is the birds, right, how will be the energy level? It will still remain the same, or it become higher, or it become lower energy level.
Lower.
Yeah, it's lower. Why?
Because clover, the plant, gets the most energy.
Yes.
Then copper eats the energy.
Yeah.
Then bird eats the energy. It gets the least amount of energy because the energy decreases.
Yes, well done. The energy is the energy level is being decreased. Decreased when you go from this level. We go from the higher level to the lowest level, right? The energy is decreased, and then you can say that the energy is being lost. Okay, they are being lost when you are actually passing from first level to the second level, right? So the process will cause the energy being lost by what? For example, like when the grasshopper, they eat the plant, right? Yeah, they will get the energy. They will get some degree of energy. But when the bird eat the grasshopper, they will only get about 10% energy. Seriously, only 10% energy being transferred from the grasshopper to the birds. So about 90% energy will be lost. Like this. So whenever they transfer, right, they will be lost about 90% energy. 90%, that's too much already. 90% energy. So this 90% of energy being lost, 90% of energy being lost by each level is due to what? Is due to, for example, like especially animal who lost the energy if they perform something like the respirations, or the excretions. Because those living process require the input of the energy. So that's why you lost the energy. Yeah. So at the end, you only get about 10% energy. Okay, that's all. That's all for the nutrition. And then 11, we have a look on how you're able to describe the nutritions. So nutritions, right, is called as what? It talk about how the living organism be able to obtain the foods to provide the energy. So what is the usage of energy?
Energy usage is to carry out life processes.
Yeah, process, for example, process like
Movement, respiration, and excretion.
yes, well done. Yeah. And then one thing you need to know is, okay, maybe we can talk about this one. Nutritions in a plant, right? So plant, they will absorb the sunlight, and then they will come together with the carbon dioxide and water. So they will start to produce the glucose. So oxygen will be released as a byproduct. So they're not autotrophic because they create their own foods for energy. Then how about nutrition in animals? So for the nutrition in animals, right, it talk about what? It talk about the animal itself, like in humans or the dogs or cats. So actually what we do is we will tend to get the energy. We get the energy from the food that we eat every day. 11, you get the energy from the dinner that you eat just now. Just now you just have your dinner, right? What do you eat? Rice?
Rice, spaghetti.
Yeah. So you get the energy, you obtain the energy from the food that you ate just now. So what we do is, during this nutrition process, right, actually it's a process of breaking down the large complex molecule into the simpler molecule through the process called digestion. So level you can imagine this way, right? Let me write down, okay, for the process. It's something like this. You just have your dinner, right? So after you add the food, so what will happen is the food will enter into your digestive pathway, correct?
Yes.
They will enter from your mouth to esophagus and then reach your stomach. So what will happen inside your stomach? They'll start to do the digestion, correct?
Yes.
So tell me, what is actually digestion?
Digestion is to digest food.
Yeah, digest the food, right? So how they can digest foods? So actually digestion is a process which is they're using enzyme. Level, have you heard of enzyme before? Enzyme.
Yes.
They're actually using the enzyme to break down. See, they are using enzyme to break down the large food particle, the very, very large food particle into
Smaller pieces.
sorry, the answer is
Smaller pieces.
yeah, into smaller pieces, smaller food particle, correct. And usually this small food particle, right, it will be the requires a smaller molecular size, so which can be easily absorbed by our human body. For example, I think, for example, just now you eat the rice, right? In the rice, they contain what? They contain starch. Correct, starch. So, Levin, tell me, starch is very large or it's very small in particle size? Large, you say large, right? Large.
Yeah.
Yeah, starch is very large in particle size. So that's why your body cannot absorb the starch because it's too large for them to absorb already. Too large. That's why the enzyme will take place. Okay, there will be enzyme taking place. So there will be the enzyme. I'm not sure. Levin, have you heard of enzyme amylase before? Amylase.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Where you can find the amylase?
You can find the amylase in the stomach.
Sorry? In where?
The stomach, small intestine.
Oh, okay. 11. Amylase you can find in the mouth. It's actually in the saliva, you know? The saliva contain the amylase. In stomach, don't have amylase. Okay? In stomach, we don't have amylase. In stomach, we have other kind of enzyme, which is we call as protease. Protease is an enzyme. Yeah, protease. In stomach, we have protease, but we don't have amylase inside stomach. Okay, understand?
Okay.
Yeah. Amylase are found in your mouth, in your saliva. So we call as what? Salivary amylase. Inside your mouth, you have it. And also, yeah, just like what you say, small intestine, you have the amylase inside, right? Small intestine. So that's why the enzyme, just like the Caesar, you know, the starch, right? They're just very large. There's something like this. The starch is too large, you see? Like this. Very large, right? So there will be the enzyme just I think like Caesar. The Caesar help to what? Cut. They just cut the enzyme. So now what will happen to the starch now?
Smaller pieces.
Yeah, it becomes smaller pieces. Well done. Because like this, like this. Yeah. So at the end, right, you will have this enzyme. So the enzyme will convert this starch because smaller piece. So the smaller piece of starch will belong to the glucose. You know, glucose?
Yes.
Yeah, glucose. Okay. 11. Glucose is a very important source of nutrients to your body cell. Your body cell cannot survive without glucose. Just to remember that. So you know that sometimes, right, the patients, they are very sick, right, very ill. They cannot eat the foods voluntarily. So what we do is they are usually being supplements with the glucose intravenous, because intravenous fluid therapy, right? Like this. Let me show you. Let me show you. Intravenous fluid therapy for the glucose venous fluid therapy for the, they are actually inject these glucose solutions. So level, can you see glucose? Yeah, so they're actually injecting these glucose solutions into the patients, into the blood of patients. Level, do you know why?
So because the cell is low on glucose.
Yeah, the glucose level is very low, right? So that's why they need to supplement them with the glucose solutions in order to try to raise back their glucose level. Yeah, well done. Yes. And then another thing is, for example, the proteins, right? You talk about protein just now. Okay, 11. Give me example of foods which contain proteins.
Egg,
Eggs, well done. And also,
meat,
yeah, well done. Yeah, so those are the foods have a rich source of proteins. So the proteins also same to starch. It's very large, very complex. Okay, just like a very a large building, right? So this kind of large structures cannot be absorbed by our body cell. So that's why they need to be break down also. Break down by what? Break down by the enzyme, correct?
yes.
So what's the enzyme to break down proteins?
Protease.
Yes, it's protease. Correct. Well done. Yeah, it's protease. So where you can find the protease?
In the stomach.
Well done, stomach. And also
Small
in
intestine.
the small intestine. Well done. You're so clever. Yeah. So the protease, right? The protease is an enzyme. They will just like cleave the proteins into the smaller piece, become what? Amino acid. Have you heard of this one? Amino acid. Amino acid.
No.
Okay. And then this is the first time you learn about this one, amino acid. Let me show you the example for the amino acid. It's just looking like this. See the proteins to the amino acids just like this. Later I will send you notes. So you can see like this. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. I will send you this note later, okay? I'll send this note later. So, yeah, 11, you see? This is how protein look like. This is a protein. So you can see this is proteins like this. It's very large, very complex, right? So that's why you are required enzyme. So the enzyme will break down the proteins. They will just cleave them, become what? Peptide. So later they will further to cleave the peptide like this. So at the end they'll become amino acid. Like this. So Evan, do you understand the process of digestion?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is protein is very large. Large proteins become small unit of the amino acids. So this amino acid later they will be absorbed by our intestine. They will be absorbed by our intestine villi and get into the blood capillary. And then this amino acid will be used up by our body cell to do the things that they want to do. For example, amino acid, right, they will be used up by body cell to do what? To become the muscle. They will become the muscle fibers to make something like the enzyme, which is they will use to make the protein products as an ingredient to make the protein products. Okay, and then now 11. Our story, right? We talk about the glucose. 11, we focus on glucose first. So why I tell you these things is because that glucose, right? Glucose is very important energy source to us. Okay, Level, maybe you can tell me what is the function of glucose adding to our body?
Glucose
Yes.
release energy.
Well done. Wow, you're so smart. Correct. Glucose release energy. Okay, good. How glucose able to release the energy? By what kind of process? What process will allow the glucose to release energy?
Aerobic respiration.
Well done. Correct. Okay. Yeah. So it is the aerobic respirations. So 11. How to write the equation for the aerobic respirations is like this. See, glucose, right, plus the oxygens. We actually require the input of glucose and the oxygens. And then 11, can you see this, right? What is this?
Mitochondria.
Well done. It's mitochondria, okay? It's found in which cell? Which cell contain mitochondria?
Animal cell. Plant cell.
And also
Muscle cell.
muscle cell. Yeah, correct. Actually, mitochondria is found in all eukaryotic cell. Have you heard of this one? Eukaryotic cell. This one.
Eukaryotic, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They do have the mitochondria, which is a very important organelle. So, okay. So and then if you want to write a aerobic restrictions, right, you should write in this way. This is a glucose. Glucose. So what's the chemical formula for the glucose?
C6H12O6.
Well done. Yeah, it's C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Then plus what? Plus the oxygen, O2, right? O2, okay? And then with this what? Carbon dioxide.
CO2 plus H2O.
Yeah, well done. Correct. And then if the question they ask about state the balanced chemical equation. See, balance. You need to balance it like this. State the balance chemical equations. Level you learn about chemistry before, right?
Yes.
You like chemistry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's very interesting topic for you, I think. And then you need to know how to balance it. Balance, right, just to ensure that the left side of the number of atoms is just same number with the right side of atoms. So you need to add about 6, 6. Here also 6. 6. Level, you understand why we need to add the 6 number in front, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because we want to ensure both become equal in the number of atoms. Okay, and then this big restrictions, right, what they do is actually it's a process. It is a process which is they were trying to what? They were trying to break down the glucose. See? Break down the glucose. Break down the glucose, right? It's a process. So 11, why they need to break down the glucose?
So that it is small enough to enter the cell.
Small enough to enter the cell. Okay, this is not the actual reasons. So the reason is they need to break down the glucose is because that inside the glucose, right, they store the chemical energy. They want to release the chemical energy which stored inside the glucose. So that's why they need to break down the glucose. Yeah. So in the presence of the oxygen, they will break down the presence of oxygen. So that's why they will release the energy to release energy. Prove the cellular aerobic respiration. Yeah, because 11, you can imagine in this way, right? Let me draw a body cell for you. Okay, so you just imagine this is a body cell like this. This is a body cell, right? And then 11, tell me what are found inside the body cell?
Nucleus.
Yeah, it's nucleus, correct. Inside the nucleus, yeah, and also the mitochondria. Okay, this is nucleus and this mitochondria. Level, you need to know how to draw the mitochondria. Okay, so it's like this. Sorry, my drawing. Okay. I redraw again. It's like this. Like this, right? And then like this. See, this is mitochondria. Okay, just draw like this. Means that inside, right, they have what? They have the double membranes of the mitochondria. Actually, actually nucleus, right? Nucleus is larger than mitochondria. Sorry. This I think this picture will make you confused. I think I better erase it. Nucleus, I mean the size of nucleus is larger than mitochondria. Okay, 11.
Okay.
I should draw a larger cell with a larger nucleus. Okay, I like this. Okay, this will be better. Because nucleus is the largest organelles found inside the eukaryotic cell. It's the larger inside, largest and heavier. So whenever you view the cell under the microscope, you can only see what? You can only see the nucleus only, right? You cannot see the mitochondria. Logically, because nucleus is largest and heaviest organelle found inside the cell. So whenever you view the cell under microscope, I'm not sure, Levin, have you viewed the cell under microscope before?
No.
Oh no? Okay, let me show you an example like this. Let me bring you to the beautiful world of the microscope. Animal cell, see, animal cell under microscope, right? It would look like this. Light microscope, because in the school, right, they usually use the light microscope. Actually, it's like this actual way. I give you actual image. So it's like this. Yeah, you can see this. See? Level, you tell me, what is this round thing?
Nucleus?
Yes, it's nucleus. Yeah, it's nucleus. And then surrounding it will be the cytoplasm and then the cell membranes. Yeah, so this is the animal cell, how they look like under the microscope. So you see, you only can see the nucleus inside. See, those are the nucleus. Yeah, the nucleus. Look very pretty, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is example of cell. The animal cell, yeah, those are the animal cell. You can see nucleus, so that's why nucleus is larger than the mitochondria. And then, okay, you can just imagine that whenever the glucose they want to enter, right? Okay, you just finish your meal, and then the starch, right, is being break down by the digestive enzyme and then become the glucose already. So the glucose, right, they will be absorbed by the intestines villi cell and then get into bloodstream. So that's why, what happened to your bloodstream now? The blood glucose level. So Levin, tell me, what happened to your blood glucose level after you just have your meal? About 1 hour.
It increases.
Yeah, it will increase in their blood glucose level. Well done, it's increased in their level. So it will be like this. So you can see, right, this is 6 carbon molecule, right? This 6 carbon molecule, they will just get into the body cell. So you can see, they can directly diffuse into the body cell. They are still not being break down first. Just get from the outside, get into the cytoplasm of the cell, and then later they will go where? They will go to the mitochondria. See, the glucose, right, which is a 6 carbon molecule, they will just enter the mitochondria. So after they enter mitochondria, they will start to do what? What kind of process happen inside mitochondria?
Break down the glucose.
Yeah, they will break down glucose by the aerobic respirations. Yeah, by the aerobic respirations. So yeah, this one, aerobic respirations, which is found inside the glucose, inside the mitochondria respirations. So what happened is, after when the mitochondria finish to do the aerobic respiration, right? So now the thing that come out is what?
The broken energy.
Yes, well done, energy, and also carbon dioxide, right? And also the water. Yeah, correct. So, and then for the aerobic respiration, right, you actually require the input of the glucose, right? So see this G is a glucose, it's a 6 carbon molecule. And also you are require the input of the oxygen. So you can see, right, oxygens will also get into the body cell. So Levin, tell me, how you able to obtain the oxygens?
You obtain oxygen is from the bloodstream, the oxygen diffuse into the cell.
Yes, well done. Okay, you get the oxygen from where? You're doing what?
Inhale.
Yeah, you're doing
Inhale.
inhalations. Yeah, correct. You do the inhalation, right? So we get the oxygen. So that's why. Sorry, a bit noisy here. Okay, together with oxygen and glucose, right, you will release the energy. Yeah, the energy, which is this one. So Levin, now you already know that the energies. So what will happen to the energy later? So after this body cell, right, the mitochondria of body cell, after they release the energy, right, the energy will instead, they will supply back to the cell. You know, later, the energy after they being produced, they will be supplied back to the cell. For example, we will talk about the muscle cell. Muscle cell. So yeah, let me close the door. Level, when we talk about muscle cell, okay, inside the muscle cell, they do contain mitochondria, right? So Level, maybe you can tell me what is the function of muscle cell? The function of muscle cell?
They produce energy for the body.
Okay, the function of muscle cell, actually, their functions is they will do contraction, relaxation, right? So you can see, right, what I'm doing. Contract, relax, relax, contract, relax, contract. So this is what your muscle cell do. Contract and relax to produce movements. 11, you able to move is because of what? It's because that your muscle cell will do this contract and relaxations. So that's why you can produce a movement. You can move, you can walk, you can run, right? Yeah, so the muscle cell, whenever they want to perform their activity, their cellular activity is belong to this one, contractions and relaxations. So they are required the input of energies for them to do those cellular activity. They require energy supply. So where they can get, where can they get the energy supply from? They get the energy supply from the mitochondria, which is found inside the cell. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why, Levin, you already know that what's the importance of the mitochondria is because mitochondria, they will intake the oxygen during inhalations. Okay, and then during the foods, right, you just eat the foods, and then what you release? You release the water, okay, the water, carbon dioxide, and also the energy, the heat energy. So later, the energy, right, they will be supplied back to the cell. It's because the energy, they need to supply the cellular activity of the cell. So 11 means that if the cell, they do not get the energy supply, they cannot do their cellular activity. Understand?
So you cannot move.
Yeah, they cannot move, correct. So if your muscle cell, they don't have energy supply, they definitely cannot move, and then they will die off, they can die. Okay, oh, what happened to my screen, sorry. Yeah, so Level, I hope you feel this is very interesting. And then Level, okay, if you want to memorize respiration, right, I show you a very interesting thing. See, you put your hand in front of your mouth, and then you okay, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. So what can you feel? Can you feel the heat energy just now? Heat energy?
Yes.
Yeah, the heat energy. And then can you feel some water? The water.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the water vapor, the heat energy. And also carbon dioxide. Yeah, you will not see it. So this is the respiration. So 11. Just now you are doing respirations. Yeah, okay. So that's all. So respirations. So when we talk about respiration, right? Respiration is happen in all living organisms because every living organism inside they have a body cell, right? The body cell they require the energy to function. So respiration is a process to produce energy. So the energy will be supplied to the body cell to carry their cellular activity. For example, muscle will do the contraction and relaxations to produce movements. And then another example of energy usage will be something like, the nerve cell, right? The nerve cell. They will transmit the nerve impulse. They also require energy input. Level, you know the nerve cell, right? Nerve cell.
Yes.
Yeah, where you can find the nerve cell?
In your brain?
Yeah, in your brain, in your spinal cords, and then in your, the nerve tissue, okay? The nerve tissue just surround your body. So, and then another thing, okay. So level you can think you can think in this way, okay? Energy for the body cell, right? It's just like the money. So in human, right, we cannot survive without money, right? Or can you or can you survive without money?
Just take an axe and go through wood and make your own thing.
Okay. So 11. Logically, we as a human, right, we cannot survive without money. We need money to survive. Yeah, we need money to buy our thing. So the energy for the body cell, just like the money. So the body cell, right, they need the money.
But what about in the ancient time? They don't have money. Like Stonehenge, they don't have money. How did they survive? They survive because they survive.
You mean in the inflation time, don't have much money?
Yeah, like Stonehenge.
11.
They still survive.
Okay, I understand. This is a situation that happened now, right? So what you can do? You don't have enough money. Just like if your cell, they don't have enough energy, what they will do? They increase their mitochondria, correct? They just increase the number of mitochondria. Because if you talk about like for example, okay, if you want to compare, right, for example, the muscle cell, okay, the muscle cell, and for example, another cell like skin cell, for example, skin cell, right? You have this two type of cell. One muscle cell, one skin cell. So what happened is the muscle cell, right? If you want to compare, we call it as a higher rate of the metabolic activity. You know what's mean by this? Muscle cell, right? They have a higher rate of the metabolism. You can think like this metabolism. Means that they require higher rate of the activity because muscle cell they always do what? They always do the contraction relaxation all the time. But how about skin cell? Skin cell, right? They have a lower rate of metabolism. Lower rate of metabolism. Because skin cell, right, it's not like muscle cell. Skin cell do not need a lot of energy like in muscle cell. Because skin cell, what they do is they will just like they just located on the skin surface and then they will shed off. So that's why you need to replace another skin cell. Lesser activity, you know, lesser activity compared to the muscle cell, correct?
Yes.
So that's why, Levin, tell me, muscle cell they should have a higher number of mitochondria, or skin cell they should higher number of mitochondria?
Muscle cell.
Yes, definitely it's muscle cell, right? You have a higher amount of mitochondria. Yeah, higher amount of mitochondria. And the skin cell, right, you have a lower amount of mitochondria because you are not requires too much energy input. So you have lower number, okay, lower number of mitochondria, So 11, back to your question just now. If what happened if in this inflation period we don't have too much money, so we just try our best to earn more money? So that would be the answer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so just try your best to earn more money. Just like the cell, they just try their best to increase their mitochondria so they can release more energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting questions. Yeah, okay, so there's respirations. And then respiration, right? There will be two types of respiration. We call as what?
Aerobic and anaerobic.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so what happened in the anaerobic?
The muscles sell not enough of glucose and oxygen.
Yes, when the muscle cell don't have enough, okay, the major cause lead to the anaerobic restrictions in the muscle cell is because as they don't have enough oxygens. They'll be the cause.
So then lactic acid form and your energy will be less than if you have aerobic respiration.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So it's because that you don't have sufficient supply of the oxygen, right? Yeah, you have an insufficient.
And lactic acid is bad for your body.
Yes, okay. So what is the effect for the lactic acid to our body? The effect.
The effect is your muscle burn.
Sorry, muscle burn?
Yeah.
Okay. Usually we call it muscle cramp. This one, muscle cramp, or called muscle fatigue, you know. You should use a correct term, okay? Yeah, so we learn more about how to write the correct term for muscle fatigue. This one, muscle fatigue. See, you can write down muscle fatigue. So what's mean by muscle fatigue? Your muscle, right? This one, feeling of the weakness and result of the factor, see, build up byproducts such as lactic acid. This lactate is called lactic acid. So means that your muscle feel very sour. I think you have this kind of experience before, right? After you just exercise, you feel that muscle is just pain, sour, cramp, or even you have muscle cramp.
What is muscle cramp?
Muscle cramp, okay, you just need to rest. You just need to rest, okay? Because you overwork your muscle, you know? You are having muscle cramp is because of what? Okay, we talk about this one. The cause of muscle cramp. On the leg, okay? Usually it's on the leg. See, it's because usually it's if you overwork your muscle, or you're having dehydrations, or you have this electrolyte imbalance. You know, if you have the electrolyte imbalance, like if you have a low potassium ions or the magnesium ions, it cause muscle cramp also. Do you know why? Do you know why? If you have lesser potassium amount and the magnesium, it will cause muscle cramp. It's because that sometimes, right? Okay, this will be you will learn more when you go to study advanced level biology, right? So it's like something like muscle, they will contract, relax, contract, relax. It's because of the muscle fibers, right? They will just work together. So this mechanism actually they requires the calciums or the potassiums input of that, so they can help them to contract, relax, contract, relax. But what happened is because that you don't have enough electrolyte. I mean, you don't have enough like calciums, potassiums, right? So that's why your muscles sometimes they contract, but they cannot relax. You know, they contract. I mean, they contract, but they cannot relax. They are unable to relax. Okay, so that's why you will have a muscle cramp. It's very painful, right? Yeah. So the term, which is the accumulations of the lactic acids in your muscle, requires what? Muscle fatigue. Muscle fatigue.
Muscle fatigue.
Yeah, muscle fatigue. Okay. Okay, the reason that you are having muscle fatigue is because of what? It's because of, okay, you are just doing exercise, right? Especially this has happened only when you perform the vigorous exercise. Yeah, so during what? During the vigorous exercise, what will happen?
You have leg cramps.
Yeah. Because you are doing exercise, right? Like sometimes like you are running, you are jogging, or you're swimming.
Weightlifting.
Yeah, weightlifting. Wow, 11, you do weightlifting? Seriously?
No.
I thought you are the one who do it. Okay, so that's why the exercise will increase the rate of contraction of muscle. This one, increase the rate of, means that your muscle contract more frequently. So what happened is, because your muscle contract more frequently, so now they need more supply of energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that they are actually increase the energy demand. This one. Increase the energy demand. And then what happened is you need more energy, right? You need more energy. Okay, so that means that you require more input of the oxygen. So more oxygen, they can break down glucose to release energy. Correct.
Then you need to drink protein drink.
Sorry?
You need to drink a protein drink.
Yeah. Okay. So it means that you need more. It's because that you have enough supply of glucose. Glucose is not a problem. It's not an issue. But the problem is you don't have enough oxygen. So that will be the issue. You don't have enough oxygen. So that's why some of the glucose, right? I mean the muscle cell, what will they do is they don't have enough oxygen, so they will switch. See, they will start to switch from the, we call as the aerobic. Initially they will do aerobic, right? Respirations. So now they will become what? Respiration to anaerobic. Now they become anaerobic.
Anaerobic respiration.
Yes, correct. So they become anaerobic. So you can see what happened to glucose. Glucose, they just break down themselves, even without oxygen. So they will produce a lactic acid, which is bad for your muscle. So you can feel muscle pain. But by this way, you can release energy, even though energy is just lesser amount. You see, 150 kilojoule only. So less.
Like you only just walk.
Yeah, it's very less, okay? So that's why 11. Can you recover from the lactic acid accumulation? Can you recover?
Unless it is too much, you cannot recover.
Oh, seriously? Too much you cannot recover, okay? So the answer is you can recover, but you need time. You need time, okay?
Then you have to crawl your way home from the running track.
You just need time, okay? For example, like after you just do the exercise, right? You need, I mean, you need some time to rest. Right? You need to rest, okay? So about 2 or 3 days. So that's why 11, you feel your muscle cramp, I mean your muscle fatigue, or even feel your muscle sour, just only lasts about 2-3 days only, or even 4 days. So they'll be resolved after 1 week, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, it's because it will recover. Because lactic acids, right, initially is at the muscle. Lactic acid in the muscle, later they will transport to where? They will transport to the where?
Transport to your bloodstream.
Yes, well done for the bloodstream. Okay, but the lactic acid will not accumulate in your blood. It's because if the lactic acid accumulates in your blood, it will reduce your blood pH, which is not good, right?
What happens if your blood pH is not good?
You mean that what happens if our blood pH reduce?
Yes.
Okay, our body is very smart. If there's reducing in our blood pH, what will happen is our body will try to raise back. Yeah, it will raise back. 11, you tell me, in our normal blood pH, it will be how much blood pH normally?
90, 80, 70?
Okay, it's about near to neutral, you know, it's 7.35 to 7.45.
What about blood?
7.35 to 7.45. Yeah, see, this is our blood pH, right? 7.35 to 7.45. See? Yeah, this is your blood pH.
What about if it's too high?
Blood pH too high, there will be cause alkalosis. Alkalosis, blood pH too high. If the blood pH too high, right, so what will happen is we'll feel not comfortable.
Then you have to drink acid.
Yeah, so the blood pH too high means is the blood pH will be more than because of alkalosis, this one, blood pH alkalosis. So maybe we can have a look. What is symptom of alkalosis? Alkalosis refer to the blood pH too high. So you can see, right? Because what? Metabolic alkalosis is a condition where the blood pH higher than the normal range, more than 7.45. Because of what? It's because that you're actually increasing in the bicarbonate, HCO3 minus. I think this too deep for you, okay? But this is one of the cause that will lead to the increase in the blood pH, become more alkaline. So the cause is because that the body will attempt to compensate by reducing ventilations, will increase the carbon dioxide. So it's something like this. Okay, you have more HCO3 minus. So this one, HCO3 minus, actually is a byproduct being produced during the carbon dioxide transport in your body.
It says that common causes include vomiting. So do you mean you have to vomit to remove the alkali?
Yes, correct. Yeah, this is one of the common cause that, but usually okay, you will lose I mean the bicarbonates through the diarrhea, you know, diarrhea, okay,
Okay.
diarrhea, which is you put a lot of watery feces, you know.
Explosive diarrhea is way bad.
Yeah, usually the common cause of the losing, I mean, if they are losing large amount of the bicarbonate, it will be the diarrhea. But as what you say, vomiting, you know, if you vomit from where? The stomach, you know, you vomit the stomach. So you're actually losing a large amount of hydrogen ions. So if you're losing a large amount of hydrogen ions, it will cause the bicarbonate ions, because bicarbonate ion is more to alkaline, you know, it's more to alkaline. So if you lose a large amount of the hydrogen ion, which is a H plus, right, it will increase the amount of the bicarbonate in your blood. So that's why it will lead to alkalosis. Understand? Okay, so okay. Later I will share you some article. The symptom of the alkalosis is caused by what? The symptom. Okay, the symptom. We can look on symptom, right? So we see nausea, vomiting, muscle twitching, tremor. Yeah, those are symptoms.
What happens if you have numbness in your feet all the time?
Sorry? Yeah, your question is?
What happens if you have numbness in your feet like every few days?
What happens if I have the number of what? Number of?
No, you have numbness, like your feet numb.
Oh, okay, okay. It will cause by several factors. Okay, you need to rule out one by one.
Then you have to go to your work table and ask, okay, I have nausea, vomiting, confusion, and you.
Okay, but Levin, seriously, you will not have all symptoms. Okay, in clinical, right, presentation, it will be about sometimes like only nausea and vomiting, or sometimes only muscle twitching. You know, you will not really have all symptoms together in one time. Only about one or two symptoms only. It's very rare, which is the person have all symptoms happen.
They have to eat a lot of metal.
Yeah, it's because this is depend on their body conditions. Different peoples have different body conditions, so that's why the clinical presentation will be varies. Okay, so this is, yeah, and then back to the question. Okay, why the lactic acid will not cause a detrimental effects to your body is because lactic acids, after they being produced in the muscle, right, they will be transported to the blood, and then they will transport to where? To your liver, you know, your liver.
Then your liver will have to process it.
Yes, liver is the organ that will help to dispose the lactic acids. So actually what the liver do is they will oxidize. Okay, they will help to oxidize the lactic acids into what? Into the water and the carbon dioxide.
How does liver produce gas?
Oh, you mean that how liver produce gas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Carbon dioxide for you commonly is being presented as the gas, but carbon dioxide they can produce inside the blood, which is a liquid also. Not only found in the gas. So the equation is just like this. Okay, let me show you. The liver, right? The liver, how they able to oxidize. See, the oxidize the lactic acid. The pathway. See the pathway. So you can see lactic acid, they will undergo the conversions become the pyruvate. Okay, pyruvate is a kind of intermediate being produced during the breakdown of the lactic acid. So later they will be oxidized into carbon dioxide and water. Okay, this one. So that means that liver, they can produce the carbon dioxide.
Then if you exhale, it comes also from the liver.
Sorry?
You exhale, the carbon dioxide also comes from liver, not only yourself.
Okay, not like this. Because later the carbon dioxide, they will not being exhaled in the gas. Okay, the during exhalation, right, will release the carbon dioxide is all of them are from the body cell. the body cell will do the respirations, the cellular aerobic respirations, so they will release the carbon dioxide. And then the carbon dioxide gas, right, will be gathered by our blood vessel, which is the vein, you know, the vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the vein will transport the carbon dioxide back to our hearts and then to the lungs. Oh, that's why we can exhale the carbon dioxide out. We can remove them away. But after the liver, they produce the carbon dioxide, right? So what we do is they'll be used as the energy source, like this. So they'll be they'll be go back to the process inside the liver. So they can be used in the Krebs cycle or energy productions later. So it's something like this. Can I show you? I'm finding any picture to show you. So you can see the lactic acids from the muscle to the blood to the liver. And then the lactic acid, right? Okay. The lactic acids, okay, some of them they will oxidize, become carbon dioxide and water, but some of them they will be convert back to the glucose. They will regenerate the lactates, become the glucose. So the glucose will be diffused back to the blood and then get into the muscle again. So this is called what? Regeneration of the lactic acids become glucose. It didn't show about carbon dioxide, but the carbon dioxide, yeah. Usually there will be like released to the bloodstream, you know, the bloodstream.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it's time up. Okay, we'll stop until here. Actually, I hope I can give some homework to you. Do you like to do some homework?
Okay, I can.
Okay, you can, right? So I will give some homework based on the topic that we discussed today. I think we discussed a lot of topic, right? From the respirations to the photosynthesis. So you already know about the process. But you have a very strong fundamental in the biological knowledge. So it's very well done. Oh, you just draw something. What do you draw?
Swirly.
Okay. Okay, so thank you for your attention. And I hope you enjoy the class, Devon. Do you enjoy the class?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's very nice to hear it. Okay. And then I can send you some reading material because I think you can understand it. Yeah, you have your knowledge is very good. It considered as very good at your level already. You just need to read more on it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. Bye.